I am not a number. I am a free man.
A white balloon that hunted humans. A finale so controversial, angry viewers showed up at the star's house. A monkey mask that concealed the villain's true face, which turned out to be the hero's own reflection staring back. The Prisoner wasn't just a TV show, it was a psychological experiment broadcast into living rooms across Britain and America. Patrick McGoohan built a prison without bars, guards without faces, and a mystery that 57 years later, nobody can fully solve. Deleted scenes, lost scripts, a wedding cake robot that sank into the sea. This series hides secrets darker than the village ever revealed. These are 25 strange facts about The Prisoner, 1967 to 1968. And trust me, one bonus fact at the end will blow your mind. Before we dive into the village, drop a comment and tell me, are you discovering The Prisoner for the first time, or are you a longtime number 6 like me? I want to know if this show's strange magic reached your corner of the globe. Fact 1. The iconic white balloon rover almost never existed. The original design resembled a massive wedding cake on wheels, a robotic contraption with a black and white segmented dome and blue flashing light on top. Built over a go-kart frame, the operator sat inside with almost zero visibility through a tiny gap. During filming at Port Merion, this mechanical monstrosity malfunctioned spectacularly. And here's where fate intervened. Production manager Bernard Williams spotted weather balloons floating above the village. That last-minute accident gave us one of television's most terrifying icons. The wedding cake prop vanished into history. Some say it literally sank into the sea, though that story might be Patrick McGoohan's own myth-making. I still laugh imagining that robot drowning while a harmless balloon became our nightmares. Fact 2. For 16 episodes, Patrick McGoohan protected Port Merion's identity like classified intelligence. The village's architect, Sir Clough Williams Ellis, made a deal with McGoohan. The location would not be revealed until the final episode. Every closing credit simply said, filmed on location with no other details. Of course, locals in North Wales knew exactly where filming happened. But for the general viewing public across Britain and America, this surreal coastal paradise remained completely unidentified. Fans desperately searched. Where was this place? Italy? The Mediterranean? Then Fallout aired. Usant in the opening credits finally revealed the Hotel Port Merion, Penrhyn Udrith, North Wales. Williams Ellis had one condition, charging entrance fees to prevent overcrowding. The marketing mystery worked. Half a century later, fans still make pilgrimages there. That secrecy made the village feel unreachable, untouchable, impossible.
Almost like a world on its own.
I shall miss it when I'm gone.
Oh, it'll grow on you. We have everything here. Water, electricity.
Fact 3. When the finale Fallout aired on February 1st, 1968, it drew one of the largest viewing audiences in British TV history. Everyone wanted to know who number 1 was. They expected James Bond-style villains. Instead, McGoohan delivered surreal, psychedelic absurdism. Number 1 unmasked himself to reveal a monkey mask. Then, beneath that, McGoohan's own face. The reaction was explosive. ITV switchboards were genuinely overwhelmed with angry calls. This is documented history. Viewers wrote furious letters. Some even showed up at McGoohan's residence to confront him. McGoohan told Warner Troyer in 1977 he went into hiding in the mountains for 2 weeks. Whether literally hiding or simply laying low, the anger was real. His response? I was delighted. I wanted controversy, argument, fights, people waving fists in my face. Mission accomplished. That's not just a finale. That's warfare. Fact 4. Patrick McGoohan had it written into his contract that he would never kiss anyone on screen who wasn't his wife. The devoutly Catholic actor had once trained to be a priest and considered on-screen romance potentially adulterous. He turned down James Bond specifically because of 007's immorality with women. On Danger Man, he demanded no kissing. On The Prisoner, number 6 remains mysteriously celibate throughout. Writers found their romantic scenes cut by McGoohan himself. Only one episode shows number 6 kissing Do Not Forsake Me. Oh my darling, because McGoohan's mind is transferred into another actor's body. That's how far he'd go. When filming required it, Jane Merrow refused to kiss him when McGoohan refused. His devotion to his wife Joan was absolute. In a world obsessed with romance, McGoohan chose loyalty. Radical then, radical now. Fact 5. Patrick McGoohan turned down the role of James Bond on moral grounds before Sean Connery was even considered. Cubby Broccoli approached him for Dr. No in 1961, but McGoohan refused outright, stating Bond had an insidious and powerful influence on children. He elaborated, "Would you like your son to grow up like James Bond?" Young men should not be encouraged to believe that the Bond way of life is the right one. McGoohan had two guiding lights, his daughters and his Catholic religion. He declared, "Every hero since Jesus Christ has been moral." He also demanded no romantic entanglements in Danger Man. The love life planned for John Drake would have made me some sort of sexual crank. Every week, a different girl, served up piping hot for tea, with the children and grannies watching. McGoohan created his own hero instead, a man with principles. Imagine that.
Sleep, sleep. That's it. Sleep softly until tomorrow.
Fact 6. The only personal information number 6 voluntarily gives the village is his date and exact time of birth. March 19th, 1928 at 4:31 a.m. This coincides exactly with Patrick McGoohan's actual birthday and birth time. It's one of the few moments where McGoohan's real identity bleeds through the character's anonymity. Was it intentional autobiography? A private joke? A symbolic gesture? McGoohan never explained. But think about this. In a series obsessed with stripping identity, erasing names, and reducing humans to numbers, McGoohan embedded his own birth certificate into the DNA of number 6. The prisoner and the actor, the same person, the same moment. The village couldn't take that away. I love that he hid himself in plain sight. A rebellion written in his own blood.
Seesaw, Marjorie Daw, Jackie shall have a new mask.
Fact 7. Rover's distinctive roar, that muffled, otherworldly sound that terrified viewers, was created through brilliant audio engineering. Sound editor Wilfred Thompson revealed the recipe, an inner tube filled with pellets, a man screaming in a college lecture hall, Antin and a monk's chorus played in reverse. Those three elements, layered together, created one of TV's most unnerving sound effects. The balloon was dragged across the set with visible wires, and approach scenes were often filmed by reversing footage of the balloon being towed away, which is why villagers freeze when Rover passes. Otherwise, they'd appear walking backwards. Simple camera trickery that created nightmare fuel. Children had nightmares about Rover for decades. That sound design deserved an Emmy. I still hear it in my sleep sometimes. That low rumble, that swallowed scream. Fact 8. Rover is only called by name once in the entire 17-episode series. In The Schizoid Man, when number 6 is double, number 12 Curtis is killed by Rover, number 6 pretends to be the duplicate and tells number 2, number 6 is dead. Rover got him. That's it. One mention. Every other reference is implied or visual. Author David McDaniel's official prisoner novel used the name Guardian instead. The balloon became TV's most famous unnamed character. Like number 6 himself, the security system remained deliberately ambiguous. No explanation of how it works, no origin story, just pure terrifying presence. In the early scripts, Rover was described as a vehicle that hurtles with a screaming siren. The balloon was better. Silence is more frightening than sirens, always has been.
Number 6 is dead.
What?
He's dead. Rover got him.
Fact 9. Before filming began, Patrick McGoohan wrote a 40-page show Bible, an exhaustive document detailing every aspect of the village. the history of the village, the sewerage system, what residents ate for breakfast, the transport system, the boundaries, telephone styles, on every microscopic detail of this fictional society. He built an entire world on paper first. McGoohan also specified that all signs and objects would use a modified version of the Albertus font. The penny farthing bicycle logo appeared on everything. Lava lamps weren't just set decoration. They were integrated into the village's aesthetic philosophy. This wasn't improvisation. This was architecture. McGoohan designed a prison you could touch, smell, and taste, then trapped his character inside it. That kind of obsession creates art that lasts forever. You can feel every page in every frame.
Here we are, sir. I think your 5 minutes shows everything.
Fact 10. Patrick McGoohan often hid his writing and directing credits under pseudonyms. For writing, he used Paddy Fitz, Paddy being Irish slang for Patrick and Fitz from his mother's maiden name, Fitzpatrick. He wrote Free for All as Paddy Fitz. As for directing, he used Joseph Surf, possibly a play on self. He directed Many Happy Returns and A Change of Mind under this name. Why the deception? Some speculate he wanted episodes judged on their own merits. Others suggest union rules about credit limits. McGoohan never explained. He enjoyed the mystery. Even in credits, number 6 refused to be numbered, filed, or stamped. I respect that. Hide your name. Let the work speak. That's the ultimate rebellion in Hollywood.
Many happy returns.
Fact 11. The Beatles were massive Prisoner fans, so devoted they licensed All You Need Is Love to McGoohan for the finale shootout scene. That's right, number 6 escapes the village in a gun battle set to perhaps the ultimate pacifist anthem. The irony wasn't accidental. In 1993, George Harrison celebrated his 50th birthday at Port Merion, staying in the Peacock Suite. The Beatles anthology documentary filmed interviews with Harrison in Port Merion's Mirror Room and Bristol Colonnade. Even the Fab Four couldn't resist the village's magnetic pull. Brian Epstein, the Beatles' manager, spent multiple 1960s summers at Port Merion's gatehouse, requesting special large closets for his extensive wardrobe. The village attracted everyone, even gods, even legends, even the men who changed music itself. Fact 12. The writers of Lost openly acknowledged Rover as the direct inspiration for the smoke monster. Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse were massive Prisoner fans who built their entire series around similar mysteries. A mysterious location, cryptic numbers, unseen authorities, and a security system that hunts escapees. The parallels are intentional. Lost's finale, while equally divisive and controversial, echoes Fallout deliberately. The Prisoner influenced Twin Peaks, The X-Files, The Matrix, Lost, Westworld, and dozens more. In 2000, Patrick McGoohan guest starred on The Simpsons episode The Computer Wore Menace Shoes, reprising his role as number 6 in a parody where Homer pops Rover with a plastic spork. McGoohan's response to the joke, he embraced it. Be seeing you. 50 years later, the village still shapes how we tell stories.
Why did you speak to me in French?
French is international.
I suppose it's a waste of time asking the name of this place.
As a matter of fact, I thought you might be Polish, perhaps a Czech.
Fact 13. By 1966, Patrick McGoohan was the highest paid actor on British television. His success with Danger Man made him a household name and gave him unprecedented creative control. When Lou Grade desperately wanted to keep him working after McGoohan resigned from Danger Man, Grade asked, "Is there anything else you want to make?" McGoohan pitched The Prisoner. Grade asked for a budget. McGoohan had one ready. They sealed the deal over a handshake. No contracts, no lawyers. Just 2 men and a promise. That handshake gave McGoohan complete creative freedom to make one of TV's most experimental series. Grade later regretted it when the finale aired. But that handshake changed television history. Proof that trust and vision can build something immortal.
Now approaching. Contact imminent. Contact imminent.
Fact 14. That iconic theme music almost never existed. Ron Grainer wasn't the first choice. He was the third. Robert Farnan's theme was rejected for sounding too similar to The Big Country. Then Wilfred Josephs composed a discordant, enigmatic theme that actually made it into early edits of Arrival in the Chimes of Big Ben. You can hear it on recovered alternative versions released on DVD. But McGoohan rejected it too. When Grainer finally submitted his version, McGoohan still wasn't satisfied. He demanded it be rescored at a faster tempo with emphasized timpani. Grainer also created an alternative harpsichord version titled The Age of Elegance, Genteel and Haunting. It exists only as a collector's rarity today. That relentless pursuit of perfection gave us music that still sounds urgent and strange. Fact 15. Nobody knows the correct viewing order for The Prisoner. Not even McGoohan could agree with himself. The series was written in one order, filmed in a second order, and broadcast in a third. Once upon a time, the penultimate episode was filmed sixth. Production delays meant episodes weren't ready for their intended transmission dates, creating scheduling chaos across different ITV regions. The BBC's official position? One of the many fascinating things about The Prisoner is that no one knows what order the episodes should be watched in. The Official Appreciation Society created their own order. DVD releases use yet another order. McGoohan claimed only 7 episodes were truly essential. 57 years later, fans still debate. There is no answer. The Village keeps its secrets even in the edit.
I told you the last time you were using the wrong approach. I do it my way, or you find somebody else. Leave the copy. The copy, leave it! How many times do I have to ask?
Fact 16. The Prisoner's world premiere wasn't in Britain. It was in Canada. CTV Television Network aired the first episode on September 5, 1967, nearly a month before the UK premiere on September 29th. The series also didn't complete its Canadian run. Then America got it in summer 1968 as CBS fill-in programming. Writer Isaac Asimov, yes, the legendary sci-fi author, wrote glowing coverage in TV Guide. American audiences were primed. Then the idiots at some local CBS affiliates panicked after arrival, receiving confused viewer calls. They replaced episode 2 with some crappy conventional syndicated spy show, as one fan recalled. Before cable, before streaming, viewers were trapped. Some Americans didn't see the complete series until PBS ran it years later. The Village's reach was global. Its accessibility, chaotic. That distribution nightmare became part of the legend. Finding The Prisoner felt like escaping the Village itself.
I have taken his place. I am the new number 2.
Get number 1.
As far as you're concerned, I'm in charge. What can I do for you?
Come.
Fact 17. Patrick McGoohan originally conceived The Prisoner as 7 episodes. That's it. 7 episodes to tell his complete story. But ITC chief Lou Grade had other plans. He needed to sell the series to American networks. CBS demanded 36 episodes. McGoohan refused. They compromised on 17. But here's the twist. Different sources dispute how the series was supposed to end and when cancellation actually happened. Some claim McGoohan always planned 17 episodes. Robert Fairclough's book claims the series was canceled after The Girl Who Was Death, forcing McGoohan to write Fallout in only a few days. The truth? Lost to history and McGoohan's own contradictory interviews. Maybe the mystery was intentional. Maybe McGoohan wanted us arguing forever. Mission accomplished again. 57 years of debate proves it. The confusion became the point.
He told them a blessed fairy tale. That one wouldn't drop his guard with his own grandmother!
Fact 18. Patrick McGoohan wrote Fallout under crushing time pressure. According to Robert Fairclough's research, McGoohan was told about the series ending after filming The Girl Who Was Death. He had mere days, somewhere between 3 and 5, to finalize a script that would conclude 17 episodes of television's most enigmatic series. Kenneth Griffith stated McGoohan was so pressed for time that actors were asked to write their own dialogue. The finale reused sets from The Girl Who Was Death, including the rocket control room, and recruited the same guest actors to play different characters. To save time and money, everything was rushed. Lou Grade later confirmed McGoohan admitted he had no clear ending planned. A desperate, compressed production under impossible deadlines created TV's most controversial finale. Chaos produced art. Pressure created genius. Sometimes the best endings come from panic. Fact 19. Writer Roger Parks called Patrick McGoohan the star from hell. The perfectionist actor was notoriously difficult to work with. He rejected Park's first draft of A Change of Mind as too gory and confusing. McGoohan demanded rewrites using his brother's knowledge of lobotomy procedures. Co-creator George Markstein eventually quit over creative differences, refusing to even appear in Channel 4's 1984 documentary If McGoohan Was Involved. McGoohan reportedly snapped, "If Markstein's in it, I'm out." Bob Asher was fired mid-episode when McGoohan took over direction himself. Chris Cook found McGoohan collapsed on the studio floor during It's Your Funeral. So tired, he had to stop filming. He was just so whacked. And there's a dark rumor. Some claim McGoohan would actually punch people for real during fight scenes. The Village's tyranny wasn't just on screen. It bled into reality. Genius and madness walked hand in hand.
I will now demonstrate the molecular turbulence at the focal point.
Fact 20. Director Bob Asher was fired in the middle of filming It's Your Funeral after a catastrophic creative clash. Editor John S. Smith recalled the incident. "I cut the film, put the scenes together, and showed it to Asher. I asked him what he thought. He said he didn't know, and to ask Pat." That response enraged McGoohan, who promptly dismissed Asher mid-episode and took over direction himself. But taking on direction while also starring and producing wasn't sustainable. Chris Cook from the art department found McGoohan collapsed on the studio floor. He was so tired, he had to stop filming. He was just so whacked. The Village was a prison for McGoohan too. He was simultaneously warden, prisoner, architect, and victim. Creating perfection costs everything. Sometimes the cage you build traps you first. That's the price of obsession.
Yes, I've got a job for you. I want you to talk. Talk to a lot of people. In fact, the entire village. A confession.
Fact 21. Do Not Forsake Me, Oh My Darling exists because Patrick McGoohan abandoned The Prisoner mid-production to film Ice Station Zebra in America. Number 6's mind is transferred into another actor, Nigel Stock, for the entire episode. McGoohan only recorded voiceovers in the final scene where his consciousness returns to his own body. All other appearances of McGoohan were either stock footage from previous episodes, footage from the not yet broadcast Once Upon a Time, or a stand-in. It's the only episode showing number 6 kissing a woman, his fiancée Janet, because McGoohan wasn't physically there to refuse. The writer seized their chance. It's also the only episode with a pre-credits teaser sequence. A logistical nightmare became series lore. Sometimes accidents create the strangest episodes. Yet what should have broken the show made it weirder, more memorable, more fitting.
The device with which Seltzman finally succeeded in switching the minds of two people.
Fact 22. Although the series seemed extensively filmed at Port Marion, location shooting was actually restricted to just a few weeks early in production. Later episodes were mostly studio-bound at MGM British Studios in Borehamwood. Directors created the illusion of constant Port Marion presence through careful rationing of existing footage. Jack Shampin, the art director, was given 5 incomplete scripts during his holiday and spent his entire vacation sitting in the hotel sketching out ideas for The Prisoner. But Shampin later affirmed McGoohan had everything clearly in his mind in advance, down to the smallest detail. The magic trick. Making 17 episodes from minimal location footage. Every shot was precious. Every angle was planned. Nothing wasted. Yet that's filmmaking as survival. When resources are scarce, creativity explodes. Limitation breeds innovation. The Village felt infinite because scarcity demanded genius. Fact 23. Living in Harmony never aired in America during the original CBS run in 1968. For decades, the story circulated that CBS banned it because number 6 refuses to carry a gun, considered anti-war messaging during Vietnam's height. But in 2016, the truth emerged. CBS executive Henry Coleman revealed the episode was pulled because of a news event that specific week, June 8, 1968. Senator Robert Kennedy's state funeral replaced the chimes of Big Ben broadcast, losing 1 week from the 17-week schedule. One episode had to be dropped. CBS chose the Western-themed episode, possibly because, home in the land of cowboys, it seemed most expendable, or maybe the pacifism was too provocative. McGoohan himself said it was his favorite episode to make. Sometimes history erases what scares it. Truth gets censored by circumstance. The missing piece became mythical.
Keep it. Oh, you don't like our town, huh? You insult us. Are we going to let him do this? He insulted our town. Let's get him.
Fact 24. 2 complete, ready-to-film scripts were written but never produced. Their titles and plots remain documented in production files, ghost episodes that never materialized. We'll never see them filmed. Additionally, writer Gerald Kelsey wrote Don't Get Yourself Killed, which was never shot, though his Checkmate script did get filmed as one of the main Portmeirion episodes. According to Robert Fairclough's book, if The Prisoner had been renewed for Season 2, the format would have followed Do Not Forsake Me, Oh My Darling. Hot with number 6 being sent on missions on behalf of the village. Imagine. Our hero becoming the tool of his captors. That's the season we never got. The prisoner turned prison guard. Maybe that's the darkest ending of all. The show died before it could betray itself. Sometimes cancellation saves legacy. 17 episodes was enough. More might have ruined everything. Fact 25. In the opening sequence, there's a continuity error that appears in every episode. When the letter X is typed across number 6's photograph to signify resignation, the typewriter type bar shown is actually for the letter H, not X. The X type bar is at the far right of the frame. For 17 episodes, millions of viewers watched this subtle mistake. Nobody noticed at the time, it wasn't corrected. In a series about surveillance, control, and manipulation of reality, even the opening credits contained deception. The village's lies started from frame 1. Some fans theorize it's intentional. McGoohan's way of saying everything in The Prisoner is unreliable, questionable, suspect, or maybe it's just a mistake. The village keeps its secrets. Truth and error blur together. Either way, it fits. Perfection would have been wrong. The flaw makes it honest, real, human. Bonus. Fact. In the episode Checkmate, the giant outdoor chessboard wasn't just clever set design, it became a grueling endurance test. The chessboard was a permanent feature of Portmeirion, but McGoohan needed actual humans as pieces for days of filming in the cold Welsh rain. Actress Rosalie Crutchley, who played the Queen, later recalled McGoohan's uncompromising intensity. He treated the actors like literal chess pieces, directing their movements with a megaphone, repositioning them repeatedly until the choreography was perfect. They stood in costume, shivering and exhausted as McGoohan orchestrated his human game from above. The metaphor was inescapable. The actors were literally pawns in McGoohan's game, suffering for his art. The episode's theme about manipulation and control, it was happening behind the scenes too. Method directing taken to uncomfortable extremes. That's commitment. That's madness. That Patrick McGoohan built something that shouldn't exist. A show too strange for its time, too uncompromising for commercial television, too complex for mass audiences. Yet here we are, 57 years later, still talking about a white balloon, a secret village, and a man who refused to be a number. The Prisoner didn't just predict surveillance culture, it lived inside it. McGoohan knew what was coming. He built a warning disguised as entertainment. Every rewatch reveals something new. Every generation finds its own meaning. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. Some prisons are built from questions, not walls. And some shows, the truly special ones, never let you leave. Be seeing you.